Hello, welcome back to Day to Dave. It's been a while, I've been busy, but now I'm back up and running with the videos. Recently, I was asked to do a 5-minute presentation on the future of databases and how I see them progressing. My response was to go beyond the obvious, and this is basically what I put forward. The immediate future of databases is fairly obvious. Big data, cloud computing with complex data modeling, and Amazon with Amazon Web Services, SAP, Microsoft Azure, to mention just a few. And brilliant solutions are already being built on top of these platforms. Snowflake, for one, that can interrogate massive amounts of structured and semi-structured data. And the raw semi-structured data doesn't even need to be manipulated. It can be interrogated using simple T-SQL. The big questions in my mind were, do we have the right skills in the industry to make good use of the technology? And are we listening to the right people? I watched a video on YouTube recently from Duke University in the US, and this is just a very brief summary of it. In 2005, their survey showed that only 2% of IT organizations hit their IT development targets. And in half of the firms surveyed, at least one project had failed in the last year. In 2008, 50% of US federal IT projects were poorly planned, poorly performing, or both. And in 2012, 50% of IT projects delivered less value than predicted, and 17% of IT projects performed so badly they threatened the very existence of the organization. But you say that's all data. Things have changed now. We've got big data. We've got cloud storage. Surely things must have got better than that, won't it? Well, no, it hasn't. In 2017, they did another survey that showed that 40% of companies still didn't believe their business analytics were giving them a competitive advantage, and only 17% considered themselves to be analytical innovators. They identified a likely cause as the mismatch between the business strategy and the IT strategy teams. The business comes to the IT department with a strategy and expects them to be able to deliver it. They then go on to explain that the skills of the IT department need to be tailored to the strategic goals of the business. Unless the IT department have an unlimited budget, they can't excel at everything. The reliance on the IT team being the font of all knowledge is the limiting factor. Which brings me back to my questions. Do we have the right skills, and are we speaking to the right people with the right skills at the right time? Now, I'm a qualified quality professional and a bit of a whiz with databases. I was engaged 12 months into the project to deliver a holiday pay project for the company I was working for. The design and the function had already been signed off. So I was engaged to build an interim solution in lieu of the full system going live. What they should have done was engaged me or somebody like me to build a working model in the design phase, not for the interim solution. If they'd engaged me in the design phase with my quality and data modeling skills, the final solution would have been delivered sooner and it would have worked as it was meant to. Obviously, it didn't. What tends to happen in my experience is that the requirements capture teams tend to capture the voice of the senior stakeholders, the customers, the end users. Consultancies have been brought in to give advice, and then they engage with business analysts and data analysts who have experience in managing data for presentations and pulling data, but don't really have that background knowledge of how data works and how a database works. The people that they don't speak to when they're doing this capture piece and doing the design piece are the voice of the data experts who have real world experience of building a database end to end. And they don't ask for the voice of a quality manager, both of whom could deliver significant insight into the more complex issues they might encounter. That was pretty much the crux of my presentation, except for one thing. Over the last 2 or 3 years, I've been working as a volunteer on something called the Barefoot programme in the UK. basically going into schools to coach teachers of key stage 1 and 2 pupils, that's 6 to 11-year-olds, coaching the teachers on how to teach the pupils the computational thinking part of the IT curriculum. And what they're taught as part of that program is to step out the process. So think of what they want to do, albeit drawing the number 2 with a B-bot, which is a little sort of programmable tool that they use, but to step it out, write the instructions down and step them out and try it before they commit it to code, right? And that is a lesson that many database developers could certainly benefit from. So that was my 5-minute presentation. I close to say that in summary, I believe that the future of the physical database is written for now. Who knows what the future holds? But without the right skills and approaches, we may never see the true benefit or be in a position to handle the ever-increasing demands that are being placed upon us as data managers. And that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching. Do all the usual things. Subscribe, ding the bell, like it if you liked it. Tell me why if you didn't. And you'll find some links down below to some of the references that I've been referring to. Bye for now. Catch you soon.